Have you ever stood up from your favorite chair and felt like your legs were a little slower to get the memo? Maybe you've noticed that a short walk to the kitchen leaves you feeling a bit wobbly, or those stairs you used to climb without a second thought now seem like a small mountain. If that rings a bell, you're not alone. As we get into our 60s and beyond, our legs, the very things that have carried us through decades of adventures, can start to lose some of their strength. It's not just about getting older. It's about how life's wear and tear shows up in the places we rely on most. And here's the thing, your legs often weaken first. They're like the canary in the coal mine, giving you a heads up that it's time to pay attention before the rest of your body follows suit. But don't worry, I'm not here to tell you it's all downhill from here. Far from it. What if I told you that a few simple changes to what you eat could help turn things around? That's right. Your fork might just be your secret weapon to keeping your legs strong and steady, no matter how many candles are on your birthday cake. Today, we're going to talk about 3 foods that can give your legs the boost they need. These aren't fancy supplements or rare ingredients you have to hunt down. They're things you can find at your local grocery store, maybe even in your kitchen right now. And they're going to help you build strength, fight off that shaky feeling, and keep you moving with confidence. So grab a cup of tea, get comfortable, and let's dive into the first one. Picture this, a bowl of oatmeal steaming on your table, with a little swirl of cinnamon on top. Sounds cozy, doesn't it? Well, oats aren't just a warm hug on a chilly morning. They're a powerhouse for your legs. They're packed with something called beta-glucan, a type of fiber that does wonders for your circulation. You see, as we age, blood flow to our legs can slow down a bit, and that's part of why they might feel heavy or tired. But beta-glucan helps keep your arteries flexible and your cholesterol in check, so oxygen and nutrients can get to your leg muscles more easily. And when your muscles are well fed, they're stronger and less likely to give out on you. Plus, oats have magnesium, a mineral that's like a cheerleader for your muscles, helping them contract and relax without those pesky cramps that can sneak up after a long day. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Oatmeal sounds a bit plain. But here's where it gets fun. You can dress it up however you like. Stir in a spoonful of peanut butter for some extra protein, toss in a handful of blueberries for a burst of flavor, or even sprinkle some chopped nuts on top. My neighbor, Doris, swears by adding a drizzle of honey and a few slices of banana. She says it's her morning ritual, and she's been climbing her porch steps without a hitch since she started. The best part? It's so easy to make. Just a few minutes on the stove or even in the microwave, and you've got a meal that's working hard for your legs while you sit back and enjoy. So next time you're at the store, grab a bag of oats. They're cheap, they last forever, and they're a small step that can make a big difference. Speaking of small steps, let's move on to something a little greener, spinach. I can almost hear some of you groaning, but stick with me. Spinach is like a quiet hero for your legs, and it's not just for Popeye. This leafy green is loaded with iron, which is a big deal because iron helps your blood carry oxygen. Think of it like fuel for your leg muscles. Without enough iron, they can feel weak or tired, especially if you're on your feet a lot. And here's something you might not know. As we get older, our bodies don't always absorb iron as well as they used to. That's why sneaking some spinach into your day can be a game changer. It's also got potassium, which helps keep your muscles from cramping up, and nitrates that boost blood flow, kind of like giving your legs a little pep talk every time you eat it. Now, I get it, spinach isn't everyone's first choice. But you don't have to choke down a big salad if that's not your thing. Try tossing a handful into your morning eggs. It wilts down so small you barely notice it, but your legs will thank you. Or blend it into a smoothie with some pineapple and a banana. You won't even taste the green, I promise. My friend Tom started doing that after his doctor told him his legs could use a boost, and he says he feels steadier walking his dog now. If you're more of a dinner person, sauté it with a bit of garlic and olive oil. It's a side dish that feels fancy but takes 5 minutes. The trick is to make it work for you in a way that feels easy and tastes good. Because when it's this simple, there's no excuse not to give your legs a little love. So we've got oats warming up your mornings and spinach sneaking in some strength. 2 foods that are already setting your legs up for success. But there's one more that's going to tie it all together, and it's something you might already have in your pantry. Let's talk about that next, because it's a real powerhouse that's going to keep you moving strong. So we've got oats and spinach working their magic, quietly building strength in your legs with every bite. It's amazing how something as simple as a warm bowl of oatmeal or a handful of greens can start to shift how you feel, isn't it? But let's not stop there. There's one more food I want to bring into the conversation, and it's something that might already be sitting in your kitchen, waiting to step up and help. It's a little nutty, a little crunchy, and a whole lot of good for your legs: almonds. I know it sounds almost too easy, but hear me out, because these little guys pack a punch that can keep you steady and strong. Almonds are like a multivitamin you can snack on. They're full of healthy fats, those good kinds that don't clog things up, but actually keep your blood flowing smoothly. That's a big deal for your legs, because better circulation means your muscles get the oxygen and nutrients they need to stay in fighting shape. And as we get into our 60s and beyond, keeping that blood moving can make the difference between feeling heavy and tired or light on your feet. But that's not all. Almonds have protein too, and that's key for holding on to muscle mass. You see, as time goes on, our muscles can start to slip away if we're not careful, and that's when our legs really start to feel it. A handful of almonds gives your body a little building block to hang on to that strength, so you're not just getting by, you're thriving. And here's something else I love about them: they've got vitamin E. Now, that might not sound like much, but vitamin E is like a shield for your cells. It fights off damage from all the wear and tear life throws at us, and that includes your leg muscles. Less damage means they can keep doing their job, carrying you up the stairs, out to the garden, or wherever you want to go. Plus, almonds have magnesium, just like oats, which helps your muscles relax after they've been working. Ever get those tight, achy feelings in your calves after a busy day? A few almonds might just ease that right up. My cousin Betty keeps a little jar on her counter, and she swears it's why she can still dance with her grandkids at family parties. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. Nuts can feel a bit heavy, or maybe chewing them isn't as easy as it used to be. But that's the beauty of almonds: they're flexible. If you're not into munching them straight, try slicing them up and sprinkling them over your oatmeal. That way, you're doubling up on the goodness we talked about earlier. Or spread a bit of almond butter on a piece of toast. It's creamy, it's delicious, and it's still doing all that work for your legs. I started doing that myself a while back, and I'll tell you, it's become my go-to afternoon pick-me-up. If you're feeling adventurous, toss a few into a smoothie with some spinach and a banana. Suddenly, you've got a drink that's hitting all three of these foods in one go. It's about finding what fits your day, your taste, and your life. The thing about almonds is they're not just a snack. They're a small choice that adds up. You don't have to overhaul everything you eat or spend hours in the kitchen. Just a handful here, a spoonful there, and you're giving your legs a steady stream of support. And when you pair them with oats and spinach, it's like you're building a team that's got your back, or rather, your legs. Each one brings something special to the table. Oats keep your circulation humming, spinach fuels your muscles with oxygen and minerals, and almonds tie it all together with strength and protection. It's not about doing everything at once. It's about starting where you are and letting these little habits grow. Imagine this for a second. You're sitting down to a simple lunch, maybe a spinach salad with a few slivers of almond on top, and a warm mug of oatmeal on the side. It's nothing fancy, but every bite is quietly working to keep you moving. Or maybe you're grabbing a quick snack of almond butter on a cracker while you watch your favorite show. These aren't big, dramatic changes. They're the kind of things you can slip into your routine without even breaking a sweat. And over time, you might just notice your legs feeling a bit lighter, a bit steadier, like they're ready to take on whatever you've got planned. That's what I love about this: oats, spinach, almonds. They're not asking you to turn your life upside down. They're meeting you where you are, with flavors you can tweak and ideas you can play with. And the best part, they're not just about keeping your legs strong today. They're about setting you up for all the tomorrows you've got ahead. So let's take these three and run with them, or at least walk with a little more spring in our step. There's more to explore here, because tying it all together is where the real magic happens. So, here we are with oats, spinach, and almonds in our corner. 3 everyday foods that are quietly teaming up to keep your legs strong and ready for whatever comes your way. It's pretty incredible when you think about it, isn't it? How something as simple as what you put on your plate can help you stand a little taller, walk a little easier, and feel a little more like yourself. We've talked about how oats get your blood flowing, how spinach fuels your muscles with oxygen and minerals, and how almonds bring that extra layer of strength and protection. But now let's bring it all home, because knowing about these foods is one thing, and making them part of your life is where the real difference happens. Think about your day for a moment. Maybe it starts with that warm bowl of oats we talked about, simple, comforting, and already setting your legs up for success. You stir in a few almonds for a crunch, maybe a drizzle of honey if you're feeling sweet, and suddenly breakfast isn't just a meal. It's a step toward feeling steadier. Then at lunch, you toss some spinach into whatever's on the menu. Maybe it's a quick scramble with eggs, or you sauté it up with a bit of garlic to go with your sandwich. It doesn't have to be complicated, just a handful here and there, working its magic while you go about your routine. And when that afternoon slump hits, instead of reaching for something sugary, you grab a few almonds, maybe straight from the bag, maybe spread on a cracker with a smear of almond butter. It's a little boost that keeps your legs from feeling like they're dragging. The beauty of this is how it fits into real life. You don't need to be a chef or have hours to spare. My friend Clara, who's 72, told me she started keeping a bag of spinach in her fridge and just throws it into whatever she's cooking, soups, pasta, even her mashed potatoes. She says her legs don't feel as stiff when she's out tending her roses now. And then there's my Uncle Ray. He's taken to keeping a jar of almonds in his car for when he's running errands. He swears it's why he can still haul groceries up his front steps without a second thought. These aren't big, flashy changes. They're small moves that sneak into your day and start adding up before you even realize it. But here's something I want you to keep in mind. It's not just about the food. It's about what the food lets you do. Stronger legs mean you can keep doing the things you love, whether that's playing with your grandkids, taking a stroll around the block, or just getting up from your chair without that little wobble. And if you pair these foods with a bit of movement, it's like giving your legs a double dose of care. Nothing intense, just a few stretches while you're watching TV, or a short walk to the mailbox. Think of it like a partnership. The oats, spinach, and almonds are the fuel, and a little motion keeps everything humming along. Even something as simple as standing up and sitting down a few times can wake your muscles up and let those nutrients do their job. Now, I know life isn't always perfect. Maybe spinach isn't your favorite, or you're not big on cooking. That's okay, there's wiggle room here. If raw spinach feels like a chore, try it steamed with a pat of butter. It's softer and tastier that way. If almonds on their own don't excite you, mix them into yogurt with a bit of fruit. The point is to make it yours, something you look forward to instead of dread. I started blending spinach into a smoothie with mango and a splash of orange juice. It's like a tropical treat, and I'm still getting all that good stuff for my legs. Find what clicks for you, because that's when it sticks. Let's take a step back for a second and think about what we've covered. Oats keep your circulation smooth and your muscles cramp-free. Spinach brings the oxygen and minerals your legs crave to stay steady. Almonds tie it all together with protein, healthy fats, and a shield against wear and tear. Together, they're like a support crew, quietly working so you don't have to slow down. And the best part? You're in charge. You decide how to bring them in, whether it's a big bowl of oatmeal in the morning, a spinach-stuffed dinner, or a handful of almonds as a snack. It's not about perfection, it's about progress, one bite at a time. I'd love to hear from you now. Have you tried any of these foods? Maybe you've got a trick for making spinach taste better, or a story about how a handful of almonds changed your day. Drop it in the comments below. Your ideas might just spark something for someone else watching. And if this has struck a chord with you, give it a thumbs up. It lets me know you're with me on this journey. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, because we're all about sharing simple, practical ways to feel your best, no matter your age. Here's the thing, your legs might weaken first, but they don't have to stay that way. Every spoonful of oats, every leaf of spinach, every almond you enjoy is a little act of strength, a way to say you're not done moving, living, and loving this life. You've got so much ahead of you, and these foods are here to help you step into it with confidence. So here's to stronger legs, brighter days, and the wisdom to know you've got everything it takes to keep going. Keep shining, you're doing great.